Hello and welcome again. This is a quick follow-on from my previous video about accurate machining on a milling machine. One of my viewers, who was very observant, spotted various sort of modifications and little knick-knacks that I'd done to the machine, to make it more user-friendly. So he said, could I give him some more information. So what I'm actually doing, I've just had a quick look back at the previous footage that I shot for the shop tour video, and there's quite a bit of information in there. So what I'll actually do is I'll re-record some fresh bits today and intersperse it with the other ones. So join me on the machine behind, and I'll give you a run through of the various modifications and things that I've done. Catch you at the machine in a moment. Bye. So here we are right at the start, and what you're looking at is my Taiwanese clone of a Bridgeport, purchased new about 3 years ago, 11,000 Australian dollars. I'll now move around a bit. Now in this cardboard box that you can see here, this is a tilting angle table, a recent purchase, and below it, under the black cover, is a foot operated hydraulic scissors lift, which contains a 12-inch box angle plate and an 11-inch precision rotary table. In use, it will be pumped up as high as it goes, and then we can adjust the height of the knee and the table position to slide it on, so there's no lifting involved. I shan't be showing this today because it's quite a lot to get it all out, but there's certainly plenty of photographs at the end of showing how it all works. Now this machine is a single phase 20 amps V-belt drive head with an international 30 taper. It came as standard with the standard table drive and a 3-axis DRO, but only 2 glass scales of 5 micron on the X and the Y. As you can make out, hopefully, just there, yes, I've removed the standard 1-arm bandit handle and replaced it with a stainless steel. Now the next feature that I quickly added was the boat wheel. I soon removed the 1-arm bandit handles, because it's not really very user friendly to when you're working sensitive working or drilling deep holes, because quite often you run out of movement with the handle, so you've got to lock the quill and undo it and move it up a bit more. Whereas this one, of course, is continuous. It moves with the whole range of the quill. And I find it particularly useful when sensitive drilling, and perhaps I'm having to work with an eyeglass. So I'll just move the camera down a bit and show you what I mean. Now, if you can just imagine, I'm just about to drill a little tiny hole in there. I'm here with an eyeglass to see what I'm doing. I can grip the wheel. Look, and just turn it with 2 fingers, whereas of course had it been the ordinary 1-arm bandit thing, you've actually got to grip the knob, and this is a great idea. But I've never regretted putting it on. So if you want to go down that route, I mean, people use go-kart steering wheels and things. So I say no modification. I could just undo the nut, remove the adapter sleeve that I made, and fit the original 1-arm bandit arm back on again. So as you can see, and as you can see, also too, I've got this is my hound dog machine in ring light, and saying it's also got a little light on the back, for shining down holes and things. So yeah, if you get fed up with the 1-arm bandit handle, go for this. You'll never regret it. Now in this view, what you're seeing is this is the original block that came with the machine. To meet Australian safety standards, it had to have a big swing out perspex guard, so you can't get your hand near the cutter, and the only time it would work was when it was shut. There's a micro switch inside here that cuts the motor out. So that was the first thing that I never used, and I thought, well, look, you know, this thing throws a lot of swarf around if you don't watch out. And in fact, I've got another smaller milling machine cut behind it. So what I actually did was to bend up this rod that clamps into the fitting, and underneath there is just a piece of 10mm aluminium channel that is supported on the other end as well on the support arm for the control panel, and I've just clipped just a standard Bunnings tarpaulin over it, so it's you know, it's easy to you know, the swarf still hits it, but of course it then just drops down onto the floor instead of all over the machine behind. So that was one little modification that I done straight away. This machine, by the way, is a 10-inch by 50-inch table with metric lead screws. Now, once the warranty, the 1-year warranty was out, I purchased an identical table drive, so that I've now got saddle drive Y, you know, Y-axis. Still manual on the knee, although when I do need to do a lot of winding, I've manufactured an adapter that fits onto the shaft with some pegs on it that drives in the castellations, and use a battery handrail. Now, the other modification I was soon quick to make was the knee crank. I didn't really want to go to the official motorised unit for it, so what I actually did was, I'll take that off and get that out of the way, was to make sure I get it in view. Is to make up an adapter. It's got 3 pins on it, fits in a standard battery drill. You just pop it on there, stick it on low and or down, easy peasy. That beats it, because this is 2.5mm per turn, so you know it's you know, 10 turn to the inch, and saying if you want to go from all the way to the top to all the way to the bottom, it's many hand cranks, so well worth a quickie to knock one of those up. So it's just three pins. I mean, you don't have to have a pin in every castellation, but as I say, it's just, there we are, it's got 3 pins, and you just shove it on there and away you go. Another simple easy fix. Save Davy's arm. As the machine didn't have a Z-axis, I purchased a separate DRO from the USA and bought magnetic scales. One here, which is on the quill, and the other one is on the knee, as I say. And the other DRO is actually mounted up there. Now, another feature that I've modified was the if we can get in there, is the can we see it in the gloom? No, not really. Let's try looking from the other side. Yes, that's a bit better. I removed the standard threaded nut, and what you're looking at here is a speed nut. You can actually just push the button, immediately slide that to where you want it, and you've still got the facility of rotating it for fine adjustment. See it advertised on eBay in the USA, very reasonably priced, but of course it was megabucks for postage. So you know, I took a few measurements and away we go. So I say it's just a case of pushing this button there, releases the thread, slide it to where you want. If you want a fine adjustment, just rotate it around, no problems at all. Now, the machine came fitted with a standard halogen lamp work light. Equal does use that one. But I also purchased, again from the USA, a hound dog machining ring light, which has also got this extra little gubbins on the back, which is very handy for shining down holes. Now, as is standard on Bridgeports, this is a a brake mechanism on the top that you can operate for stopping the spindle quickly, and also it should lock, allowing you to remove the tooling, but it's never worked. As I say, I'm a accredited machine tool fitter, or millwright, as some people know it, and I fiddled with it for hours, and there's no way that I could get it to work. So what I actually did was a copy of what Mr. Pete in the USA did. Because quite often, you know, you really need 3 hands for a tool change. You know, you've got to put the lock on, then you've got to undo the top, and you've got to hold the tool at the bottom, make sure it doesn't come crashing out. So what he did was he actually fitted a foot pedal, which actually operated down at the top, and it worked. You know, and he could you know, manage to take the tool out just with 2 hands. But what I did, I'd done it slightly different with that. I didn't want to, you know, try and wobble on one leg and trying to do it out. So what I've actually done is, and I'll pan down to here, is that I've made a handbrake assembly here. You know, it just operates. You know, if I pan up again, as I move the lever here, it's moving the brake lever up there. And I've actually fitted a pin, locking pin, so that I can just push that to there and it locks. And now the spindle is actually in the lock position. Works great. The biggest problem I get is every now and again is I forgot that it's that the brake's on. I've got to start the machine up, and of course the belts scream their heads off something chronic. But you know, we're slowly getting there. So just a case of push that down, yeah, and it's released. Certainly, that was certainly one of my better ideas. Now moving on, lads, please put a bit of protection on your table. Look, piece of timber, piece of cardboard, piece of carpet, whatever. You know, I used to write and tell you, you know, when I used to see you putting spanners and things on your table, that, you know, really you're putting micro dings into it. You know, though you can't see it, in effect, you know, oh, I mean, look at that, 3 years old, just like the day it come out the factory, not a bloody ding on it. As I say, and there's a board that I have on the other end as well. As you see, we've got you know, got the spanners and whatever it was in there. You know, no problem at all. Now, some of you might be wondering, why have I got 2 vices on here? Well, there's 2 reasons for that. Firstly, this one is my dry day vice, and this one is my wet day vice. So the reason being is the machine, and as the table is set now, I can only just get the door down. So it needs to be a dry day so that I can wind the table out and use it. And this one, of course, I can actually use with when the door's shut down. The other reason, the second reason for it is tableware. You know, most people stick the vice in the middle of the table, and that's where all the bloody wear is. Whereas at least this way, you know, I have to wind the table that way to use this one, and at the end of the day I have to wind it back in again to shut the door down. So, you know, it evens out the wear. In fact, Joe Piesinski in the USA, on his Bridgeport, he keeps a vice on one end and a rotary table on the other, because he does a lot of rotary table work, so of course he doesn't have to keep lifting it on and off, and it's already set up and he knows where the centre is and everything. So that's the reason for that. Now, another observation my viewer made was this machine vice, and he was intrigued about you know, why it had pins on it, and it was on the plate. Well, the first off was that I bought this for my Tom Senior milling machine, and that's only got a 6-inch table, and of course because this works with pins going through the holes to lock this up, it's actually clamped down on the ends, so there and here. So I had to make have a subplate made up. This is a piece of boilerplate that I had ploughed around to get it flat. And the idea is that we've got these. I can remove this vice off and put it back on it, and it go back in exactly the same position X-wise, because it's got two dowels on this side and two on the other side, and it's a nice light sort of light tap fit. Also, it's also got two dowels. There's one here and one on the other side, and this is the same diameter as what the T slot was on my Tom Senior milling machine, so I could just drop it on and off, not having to clock it up. Now the other observation made was the handle. This is a standard type thing where you can just tip it in and you slide it back to wherever you want, and then as it tightens up. But I got fed up with it's got a hexagon on it, a hex bolt. So what this is just a knob that I had with a standard 12-point socket on it, so that I can for light work I can just nip it up, and if it's got to be a proper job, you know, I take it off and put a spanner on it and tighten it up. Yeah, a great vice that. Chinese job, of course, but it's hardened and it's accurate. So yeah, very pleased that I bought that. So you use it a lot, particularly on dry days. Now I suppose I better give you a quick bit of it running. There we are. That's running on there, and if I pan round a bit to where the brake is, I'm having to do this because I'm handheld. Stop it. Operate the brake. Great. Right, and I suppose the other thing is I better show you the power feed as well. I mean it's only the standard what anybody else's milling machine has got. As I say, it's variable speed. Or rapid, and as we can see, it's heading out towards the out the door. I'll just stop that. Right, so there we are. I think that really I've really shown you everything that I can think of. Well, I think that's answered all the questions that that my viewer asked. Sorry if I've forgotten anything. You know, just drop me an email or send me a comment, and I'll you know, I'll only be too pleased to help. So thanks again for watching, and especially to all my new subscribers. Please ring the bell, click the likes, send me a comment, good or bad, whatever. And wherever you are in the world, please stay safe, well and happy. And I'll catch you on the next video. Bye!
That's all, folks.